you're writing about your life and your experiences and your feelings, and other people are always going to have the most effect on you in those aspects, you know. Nothing else really does it in the same way. Went from a song to an album when the lyrics started to be written, because the first thing I wrote was the theme on the classical guitar. I'd just play it a lot, and then it would sort of on its own lead into these other songs.
So here we go, with my face in my hands where they should be. Airplane, take us all away to New York City. Music written, record pressed.
Novels about the human condition, or stories about people mainly, are interesting. It's just so wonderful to be in somebody else's head while they're just obsessing over this feeling for love, and, you know, and recapturing a love that they once had. I think that's probably why people would like to listen to an album like Lysandre. It's like a coming-of-age album. And yes, there's a love story in there, but it should not be the focus, you know. Of course, she gets the title because it's romantic to do that. But that's not really the point of the album. The point of the album is a bunch of nobodies in San Francisco get handed the golden ticket and get to go to the chocolate factory and be rock stars in New York. It's an album about my life. You know, what it was like to see your best friend from a few years ago who completely betrayed you, and you know what it's like to grow up.
Nothing like a memory to open up a broken heart. It's been years, but I look at you now and we're torn apart. Nothing like a face to take you back to the time when it was you and I against the world, just you and I. Nothing like a lover to set you up for a fall. Leave you feeling ready to die, like you lost it all. Nothing like you and I in that place and time. And it's so hard letting go, 'cause you're still on my mind.
My inspirations are an unexpected thing, and it is a great feeling for sure when it happens. It's like releasing like a pressure valve. It's not the kind of thing you can really plan or anticipate. You just kind of have to be inclined to like allow yourself to emote. Writing songs has only really happened since living here in San Francisco. I kind of romanticize this city a lot because having lived every place, it becomes very important to have a sort of home. I probably romanticize it way more than other people that maybe grew up here. So the coming home reference always ends up being back to here. Doing it on my own allowed me to handpick everybody that's in it and have total creative control. It would have gotten sidetracked, or it wouldn't have been a pure vision like it is now. It would have been a girls' album where, which means all kinds of other ideas come in. This album is a real attempt to do something very daring and very true to myself, Not everybody's gonna like these little flute solos and, you know, the sort of Baroque vibe of the record, and that's fine. It's also not going to be the kind of music I'm going to make for the rest of my life. You know, hopefully people like it. I mean, you always want people to like what you like. You want to feel like you're not a lunatic for thinking this is beautiful music. It was the literature that really spoke to me. John Updike's books were like some of the first books that I got really into. Well, like the Rabbit series was one of the first series that I read, and I started them when I lived in Amarillo, and I'd lived there for 9 years, and it's the story of this guy that is supposed to be sort of calming down and behaving himself, but he wants to run away all the time, and you know, it disrupts his life and causes all kinds of pain to other people and himself, but he has to do it. And it, you know, for me, reading it was sort of like daydreaming about leaving Amarillo. It was my opportunity to sort of sample those feelings myself.
We kept in touch, you came around, you stayed with me right here in San Francisco.
About a year later, I wrote this other song, Part of Me. Well, I wasn't thinking about expanding on the album at all. I just was thinking about the relationship aspect of it again, because that had kind of come to a close at that point. It just made a lot of sense to me to include it at the end of the album as an epilogue.
Such a great big part of me. Oh, you were a part of me. But that part of me is gone. What if I'm just a bad songwriter and everything I say has been said before? Well, everything to say has been said before, and that's not what makes or breaks a song.